Hello, Al. Good evening. How are you?
Hi, Count. Good evening. How are you? I'm fine.
It's good to hear. I know you've been extremely busy. There's been
They
a double
scheduled
hit. Yeah,
they scheduled a double header on a Thursday. It's like as random as it gets.
yeah, it was quite unexpected. I was surprised. I woke up to see there was a score already, and I was like, did I wake up late? I'm in New Jersey, so then I realized there's a game that started at 6 p.m.,
Yeah.
6 a.m. New Jersey time, which is like 3:30 India time, right?
Mm.
So it was they pulled a fast one. That was very surprised to see a double header on a weekday.
Mm. If he hadn't got good results on that day, I'd have been even more angrier than I was.
Yeah, so that was so it was good to see on your Twitter that how especially you had put in that tweet about Rana that except for him suddenly bowling like Muthiah Muralidharan, and
Yeah.
he said you had a pretty good day, so that was great to see.
Rana bowling and being so successful was another random thing that happened yesterday. It was a lineup that was full of right-handers. For Rana to be so successful against right-handers at a venue with such short boundaries, something we didn't pick him because we had predicted he'll fail with the bat, which is exactly what happened. We still went away with like 2.5x to 3x profit. But if he hadn't bowled as well as he did, we could have got 5x to 6x profit. It could have been a great day.
Yeah, it was a very interesting deck. Like it got purchased for Ishan Sharma to bowl so well,
Mm.
and then
I,
it helped the spinners, right? So, is it the kind of a deck we have to expect in Delhi for the future games as well?
I think what happened with the spinners was the original nature of the deck, that it was always going to support spinners, but paces also came into play because of the moisture on the deck, the early because of the rain
Because
and
of the
everything.
rains, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, which is what I mean. We gave out a base logic because the turnaround between the toss and the start of the match was so close. So we had given out a general logic to our subscribers on how to approach rain matches, potentially rain affected matches. Go light on batting from the team that bats first. Pick only one batter at max from the top four, which is what we did. We only picked Jason Roy. We left out Venkatesh Iyer, Nitish Rana, and the other Litin Das. All of those are highly owned players, and that worked us in our favor. And go with the paces from the innings at bowls first. We had both Ishan Sharma and the other Delhi seamer in our 11.
Yeah, I mean, with Venkatesh Iyer just coming off a century, to make a recommendation to drop him
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
fantasy 11, that's a brilliant call.
yeah. This is something that happens with us normally as well.
Yeah, the brain always looks for confirmation bias. When you're picking without the aid of such expert, inputs, that you pick, whoever has performed well recently, and time and again, a common person, that's a mistake they can make, and if
Mm,
they can play with the insights that covers off offers with the subscription, I think it really gives them that edge.
mm.
Not just contest, play the contest, but also to start winning money.
Yeah, I think we are also diversifying. I mean, we are getting into we are starting newer and newer projects with every single day. For example, we launched a season fantasy special article today that covers why you should do trades and how you should do trades and all of these. This is what the initial scope of covers of was. But to do this, we had to do what we did with the daily fantasy. That's what gives us the cushion to go as far as we are with these things.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of interesting developments. Kind of have the 5x platform coverage, and now to include season fantasy, the level of analytics, data crunching, and then the insights through which these articles are delivered. It's just mind-boggling to say the least. For like I keep repeating this, for an average cricket fan, for me to be armed with so much of information, makes me watch the contest a lot more engaging, even if I'm not playing daily fantasy or season fantasy.
Yeah, that's. I think that would be true with 90% of a subscriber base. So even though they got in for the promise that we gave with the final 11 and the captains and exact picks, they are now starting to see the value of our analytics, of our data, and of our numbers. So that was helped them stay on us. We have an exceptional retention rate. If you look at it, 90% of our subscribers have stayed with us from December. That's one thing, and they've also gone on and on and taken higher level subscriptions as well. So that shows that value of what we are doing in addition to the direct the spoon feeding side of what we do.
Yeah, it's very interesting that you say that. They come in for fantasy,
Mm.
but they pay back for the quality of content, right?
Yeah. It's
That's
like
a
a
very
Rajinikanth movie directed by Mani Ratnam. That's what we are trying to execute here.
you come in for Rajnikant, but you enjoyed the movie for Mani Ratnam's direction, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So great. So let's jump into today's game, and I'm very happy and excited that because both of them are home teams in a way. Because Sunrisers Hyderabad corporate headquarters is also out of Chennai, that they're owned by
Yeah.
the Sun TV group. And
Mm.
literally, I think they're kind of two streets apart, right? Where India Cements office is, where Chennai Super Kings
Yeah.
leadership operates out of, and it's across the street in
Mm.
MRC Nagar is where the Sun TV's leadership team sits.
Yeah.
So it's
Like
almost
someone
like
had
Chennai.
told me this already. Maybe it was you, I guess.
It's almost like Chennai 28 game today.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. Yeah.
Yeah, two local teams playing. So with that, let's look at the last scorecard of Chennai. The top four coming good, right? Even though Rutraj Gaikwad has had a couple of failures.
Yeah.
Conway stepping up. Rahane has been brilliant. Currently his strike rate in the power play is the highest, 222.
Hmm. Yes, I can.
Uh,
He seems to be coming in with a clear direction. I mean, that's something that you normally associate with all of these underrated players that underrated players that CSK takes. They did this with Shivam Dubey too for a long time, as arguing that he's not your typical lower middle order power hitter, and he should be used between over 7 and 16, and that's exactly what CSK did with him. Even in the last season, they didn't get as much recognition or appreciation as they are getting now. But this is something they tried to execute in the last season as well. It's really difficult as a spinner if you're bowling to him with the levers that he has, with the reach that he has. It'll be really difficult to handle him on grounds, especially on grounds like Chinnasamy, which is exactly what happened to RCB in the last game.
yeah. So again, with Rahane playing so well, let us kind of push down the fantasy potential of Moeen Ali because now he bats lower in the order. But
Yeah,
from a team construct point of view, it's a brilliant move just because that Rahane
it
has
is.
been
Yeah.
doing so well.
Mm. Yeah, and we shouldn't forget that Moeen Ali is a lower middle order player for England. So he has experience playing in that role. So it's kind of a win-win situation for CSK. They do get a spin power hitter in the middle, and they also get some value. Even though Moeen Ali will not be its absolute best in the lower middle order, they still get some real top quality value in the lower middle order as well.
Yeah, I think they're 6, 7, 8. To play the 18th, 19th, 20th over, it's the
Mm,
perfect. It's a left-right combination. With Dhoni coming in,
mm.
they cracked the first power play is something they cracked between Gaikwad and Conway, and they seem to have cracked the last 18 to 20 balls as well.
Yeah, Raidu has also looked in good touch this season. So it's kind of they may not have an outstanding great option like Andre Russell or a Karen Pollard or a Tim David, but they do have enough options to create chaos in that 16 to 20 period. One of these guys, match after match, one of these guys, the chances of at least one of these guys kicking is really high. One of them, if goes over 10 ball 25, the others will do enough for you to get 50 runs of those last 4 overs.
Yeah, and that kind of reflects in some of these data extractions.
Hmm.
Like there is no Chennai Super Kings player. The
Hmm.
top usually the top four are the ones if you see in every
Hmm.
other team
Hmm.
who are facing the max number of dot balls. Like
Hmm.
Myers, who expected that he's on a downward trend given the first
Hmm.
few games he played. My
Yeah.
bias is that he doesn't play much dot balls at all,
Mm,
but he seems to have hit as the wickets are slowing down and they're
mm,
operating the spinners when he's batting. He's also
mm.
kind of upload a lot of dot balls.
Yeah,
But very interesting not to see even a single CSK name
yeah,
in this list.
yeah. The one good thing is they did not have a player that we could categorize as an out and out power hitter, which would probably put Kyle Mayers under that bracket. But if you look at Conway or Gaekwa, these are all like proper conventional cricketers. They could play all three formats, which is why I think it's dotting them up. It's not going to be really easy for opposition.
Yeah, and that's the class of CSK's top three. Even if you include Rahane, also he plays classic cricket shots.
Yeah,
Uh, he's not a T20 slugger, and even the Rutraj Gaikwad is so pleasing to look at. I haven't watched much of Conway's batting, but he's been piling on big scores for New Zealand, and and now he's played a great knock for CSK as well. But yeah, all proper cricketers, nobody could be termed as a T20 slogger, doing, and Chennai kind of trusting in that kind of a batter's style, uh, kind of makes watching CSK as a team so pleasurable.
They seem to somehow find a way every season to do these things, even though they've lost key players. If you look at Deepak Chahar is not with them. The other player that they unearthed last year, Mukesh Chowdhury, is not with them. And they've been Ben Stokes, their biggest pick, is not fit, and they're still comparatively doing well than you'd have expected from them with the current lot that they have.
Yeah, and that's reflecting like the names, like so there is no Deepak Chahar, and if you look at the number of bowlers, the list of bowlers who has the highest number of dot balls, again there is no CSK name in there, so they have done well, uh, you know with in spite of their bowling not really doing well.
Yeah. I think the key to this has been the backing that Deshpande has got. To be in the first couple of games, he did show some signs that he could what he was capable of, and that's something that starting we are starting to see more of it in the last three games. The hard length, high pace, these are signs that were there, but the consistency was lacking. It was turning out to be as bad a season as it was for him last year. But Dhoni continued to back him. He even benched the other players who were relatively more promising at that point. But now it's starting to show that he's become their most reliable pace bowling option in that 11.
Yeah, I mean the confidence that's shown. No, Deshpande, and he's picked 3 wickets in the last game. He picks
Right.
wickets at but crucial stages of the games that kind of
Mm.
turns the pace against the momentum against the team that that's playing CSK. And CSK has also done fairly well playing away games. They won in Bangalore, they won in Bombay. Not that they are just winning in Chennai, so which is also
Mm.
a great sign.
Yeah, with
The
CSK, should be really careful of giving away wins like that way because they're going to run riot at their home games. But if you're also giving away wins like that against teams like Mumbai and RCB, if you're coming back with 2 points there, then it's going to be really difficult to stop them.
yeah. Again, the bowlers you look at, how good has been Tarun Chakravarti, Bishnoi, Ashwin, to see the spinners,
Mm.
the lineup of players with the highest number of dot balls. Obviously, Siraj is bowled exceptionally well, and to see those numbers, number of wickets and the
Mm.
dot ball goes to show, what an exceptional bowler Siraj has been in this tournament.
Yeah, I think Siraj is someone who should be who is potentially capable of what he's doing now, even a couple of years back. But it's better late than never, I guess. But it's good to see him finally come to the party and do what he was always capable of doing. And I'm hoping now that this translates to India for the ODI World Cup and also for the T20 World Cup next year.
Yeah, let's jump back into the Rajasthan game, right, which Chennai lost at Chepak. Like it was, I've been following Ashwin's videos. Halla bowl, Nalla bowl. They really Nalla bowled between Ashwin and Chahel. But
Yeah,
today, yeah, go ahead.
Rajasthan had the worst of the conditions in that match. They had to bowl second with the dew, and they also had to bat first when there was a lot of spin on offer. For example, the ball that got Samson, that one spun sharp and spun fast as well. So to have the worst of the conditions and win against a CSK team at Chepak, it says a lot about the quality of the Rajasthan Royals side and the quality of the spin trio that they had in that game.
Yeah, it's the other team that I support. So, even though they beat CSK, it was Rajasthan Royals. And Ashwin playing home conditions, right? So, 4 overs, 25 runs, right? Picking up 2 wickets. That's,
If there was anything obvious, it was Ravichandran Ashwin having a great day on that day against CSK Liftney that is full of left-handers, and which is why we think Washington Sundar is going to be an important pick today because he's also the home boy and he has been having a lean season so far. But if there is a venue that he can turn it around, and if there is a side that he can turn it around, it is at CSK, and it is at Chepak and that against CSK.
Yeah, that's exactly where I wanted to go next, right? Sundar also has got an excellent record against left-handers. His economy rate is only 6.33 against them. And Chennai has got Conway, Dubey, Moeen Ali, and Jadeja, quite a few left-handers in their lineup.
Yeah. and not all of them are exactly comfortable. Conway is when you compare it with the normal overseas player, Conway is one of those overseas players who's actually at ease against all types of spin bowling. But he's still, when you'll have to attack a spinner off spinner on that deck, and with those big boundaries, it's still not going to be easy. And Moeen Ali, it could always go either way. So he could be dismissed for a first ball deck, or he could hit you for say, a couple of sixes in the first two balls he faces. And Dubey and Jadeja, both these players aren't comfortable against off spin as well. So there is enough value for Sundar to exploit today.
Yeah. And let's look at your report today. It says it's been an extremely humid day in Chennai. So you
Yes,
expect
yeah,
again
I
a lot
just
of
gone
dew.
out.
Yeah, yeah. So you expect again a lot of dew to come
We
into
do,
play.
yeah. At least if not right away in the first innings itself, because it's at 70 to 80% today, so there is a chance that even the first innings could be affected by dew. But definitely in the second innings, I think we'll be having a lot of dew in the game today.
Yeah, I don't know how it would impact Markande as a bowler today. He's been bowling
Mm,
really well, but
yeah.
he grips the ball a lot more than Chahal does, right? Chahal has got a lot more easier, delivery, comes
Mm,
slower
mm,
off his hand,
mm.
where Markande is more of those quicker spinners, where,
He
he
is, yeah.
has to release the ball
Mm,
quicker off his, hand. So with
mm,
Jew, that could
mm.
cause some trouble.
It could, yeah. I mean, this is something that in the very first season that he broke into the scene, it was for Mumbai Indians, and it was just quick googlies that did the damage. So and against this CSK side, the generally space spin well, and it is full of left-handers. It's going to be a challenge for him today.
Yeah. And in terms of matchups, you have Aiden Markram, marked out against a slow left arm bowling. Do you think they would also try to play Santner today?
It's going to be really difficult for them to fit Santner in, but it would be a great option, especially if they bowl first on this deck, because the entire Sunrisers team. It's not true just this Sunrisers team in the IPL. It was also true with them in the SA T20 as well. They time and again end up with a right-handed heavy side that always struggles against leg spin or slow left arm orthodox. So I think if Dhoni sees that opportunity, and if he believes that Dew is not going to play a major role, then Santner could come in.
Yeah, and Rutraj Gaikwad has had a string of poor scores, and he
Mm.
has a weakness against Janssen when it comes to a matchup.
Yeah, in the first 4 overs, that's going to be crucial for him. And Janssen has been in great form as well, so that's going to be a problem. And if he escapes the first 4 overs, then there is going to be a lot of runs in play for Gaikwad. But will he or will he not? That's something that we cannot predict for now.
Yeah. And again, Umran Malik had an average game the previous game. I think he went out to some 20 odd runs in his first
Mm.
over. Again, due, if Sunrisers bowl first, I think Umran Malik has got better chances, especially bowling first in Chennai, there is an advantage.
Yeah,
Uh,
it'll be relatively drier, and I think they should have a variety in their bowling unit, which is what they lacked in the game against Mumbai. All of them were medium pace bowlers, so it was easy for someone like Tim David and Cameron Green to take down. Once they got going, there was no one who could stop them. On the other hand, if you have someone like Umran Malik who's bowling at 145 kph, Tim David was struggling to stay inside the line against Andrich Nokia in the SA T20 league, for example. So imagine if you're introducing someone who could bowl at that pace, it could change a lot of things for SRH today.
yeah. And it's very important that he bowls a good line because, what Dhoni has shown, the two sixes he whipped off Mark Wood. If he gets the length even slightly wrong, there
Mm,
are batsmen who could, hit him out of the park. So again, Dew, how well he's able to control the ball with Chennai's Dew, depends on how well Umran Malik does. And you've said,
yeah,
again, Dubai and Raidu, he does have an advantage because they
yeah.
are vulnerable to raw pace.
We are getting reports that it's going to be the deck that the CSK and LSG played against each other. So it was a game where both those teams scored 200. So we could actually end up seeing a high scoring game today.
Yeah, that would be interesting and to see a high scoring game in Chennai, and with the Chennai batting team coming good, it's going to be a cracker of a contest.
I think
So
Sunrisers will be happy that it is that way, because if they had given him the other deck, see, it will be difficult to manage Ravindra Jadeja on that.
yeah, and who could be the impact subs? Chennai has used Rambati Raidu
Mm,
really well as an impact
mm,
sub for batting.
mm.
But
I
when
think
it comes
Chennai
to
are
bowling,
winning, and with this deck expected to be what it is, I think it is still going to be Ambat Raidu versus Akash Singh. Akash Singh, if they bat first, they'll go with Raidu. If they ball first, they'll have first have Akash Singh in, and then drop him out for Ambat Raidu.
and does so Sunrisers Hyderabad, do they have a spinner in their bench, in the reserve for them to bring in as an impact sub?
Sunrisers Hyderabad, I think they do not have any other spin options. They only have the overseas options, Adil Rashid and Akil Hussain. So I think they'll not be going for those two today if they also believe the pitch is going to be high scoring, they'll just stick with the same 11 and perhaps bring in Umran Malik for one of those Indian paces.
Yeah. So let's quickly talk about Fanax. So they have a super
Mm,
contest.
mm,
So they already have a contest for today. I think they're already filled in.
mm,
But for tomorrow's game, there is a super contest.
mm,
So they funded the contest with 10,000 rupees,
mm.
and and you join the contest by paying 1,000 rupees, and every time a new user joins, the price pool increases. For example, if 100 people join with 1,000 rupees
Yeah.
each, the price pool becomes lakh and 10,000 rupees,
Mm,
which is quite a nice price pool size. So all you need to do is download the app Fanex at fanex.in, and then you can get the app either for your iOS and Android. And you get 500 free coins to join a contest. There are a lot of contests you can join just using coins. But that for the tomorrow's game between Mumbai and Punjab, will be
mm,
played in one day. So the contest is a prize contest.
yeah.
So the picks are for sixers and dot balls and wickets, right? So dot balls is what we discussed earlier in the show,
Mm,
but it'll be interesting to see, who would be Al's picks for the number of wickets and sixers for the game in Bombay between
mm.
Punjab and Bombay.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult to take wickets on that take. The way we saw 190 was chased down in 17 or something. How was that? Was how good it was.
Yeah. So it's going to be an exciting game. How
Mm.
long are we away from toss now?
9 minutes, I guess.
All right. So you have enough time to go back, have the pitch report and toss factors taken in for you
Mm.
to get back to your subscribers
Yeah,
who should be in your fantasy playing 11, and also the other formats. Uh,
yeah,
like Panics is a three-member format. There's also Sixer, Exchange
mm.
22, Vario format that
Yeah.
covers currently, provides the players that you need to pick. So talk to us a little bit about the premium subscription.
Yeah, the premium subscription is something that we have expanded into covering a lot more platforms than when we did do with the standard subscription. With standard subscription is just the daily fantasy 11. On the premium subscription, you also get a lot of direct picks and also advices and detailed analytics about other websites where you can hold a player trade, where you can hold a player, buy or sell a player, and hold them over a period of time. These are the things, and we are also going to start draft and auction special on that on the platform already. And we're also hiring and expanding our premium team very aggressively. So, for example, we have just got a trade specialist in. We had already got six platform specialist back then and Exchange 22. These are the things that we are trying to execute there. But in the next 30 days, they're going to spend improving the product, improving the offering that we are currently doing with the premium plan, and then going to relaunch it again after around in May 15 or something.
Yeah, that's awesome, right? So, and again, to read the reports that comes from the premium subscription, again, why a player has been suggested to buy sell, again, to see the logic and the analytics that goes behind it is quite fascinating. So for viewers like me who you primarily want to have a much richer experience following cricket, that's a reason enough to take the standard monthly subscription for 349 rupees a month.
Yeah. I think that's one thing. Whenever people take 349 subscription, their next wish after the first month or after the first 20-25 days, it's always about the premium subscription and how what they need to do to go to a higher rate and what is the offering that's there. We are showing trailers of what we are trying to execute in the premium. For example, the season fantasy article, it was a more generic one that we published on the standard sub page. But if you're a premium subscriber, you could directly be in contact with our season fantasy trade specialist and get a more curated list of picks. And also, if you're stuck in a situation where you need an exit strategy for example, if you think you're weird, you could personally mail this specialist and get a curated set of picks and curated set of strategies to get out from the situation that you're in. So that's the level of punditry that happens with the premium subscription.
Fascinating to know. All right, I'll let you go back. You need to focus on the game. So thank you so much for taking time for the show. Hopefully, we will do our next show soon. I look forward to that.
No problem, God. Yeah, thank you.
All right, take care, Al. Then bye.
Bye.